Hey guys, it's me, Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. How are you doing today? All right, we're going to dive right into our subject. So what is our subject for today? Our subject for today is how do you help real estate customers find their right home? Oh crap, that's a pretty good one. How do you help customers find their right home? You do your research. It's not real complicated. And I'm just going to tell you, I love sales. I love everything about it, but you do have to work. Nobody's just going to give you anything. And if you're wanting to help customers, you got to ask a lot of good questions. You got to ask about what size home they want, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, do they want a big yard, a small yard, how many people are actually going to be living in it, and do they need extra rooms for other family members like parents, and are they wanting to live near a water source? Are they wanting to live in the mountains? Are they wanting to live in the suburbs? Are they wanting to live in the city? Or do they want to live in the country? Because there's a lot of different types of people that are wanting to buy real estate, but you've got to be able to be like a chameleon. You've got to be able to blend in. You've got to ask good selling questions. And you also have to figure out, where there are houses. Because, see, right now it's a seller's market. And unfortunately, the inventory is not as good. A little while back, the inventory was really, really good. But then people said, hey, I want to buy a house. And the reason being is because, doggone, the interest rates are really, really good. So why wouldn't you want to buy or sell your house? But if you're looking for a house, especially in this day and age, if you find something that you like, you might want to go ahead and jump on it, because I guarantee you, if you don't put a contract on that thing, somebody will get it, and they will get it real quick, and you'll be disappointed, because I've already seen customers who've come to me who said that they were working with other real estate agents who wouldn't work the hours that they needed for them to work, and they complained about it, and they said, well, look, that's why we're looking for another agent. We're looking for somebody who can work on Saturdays and Sundays, people who can work late in the evening, sometimes very early in the morning, sometimes during the weekdays. And customers, you got to remember, without our customers, we have no business. So sometimes you got to jump through some hoops to get to the next level. And one of the things I've learned in such a short amount of time since I've been in the business is that you got to research, you got to find those homes. And one of the key things that I'm going to offer you some assistance with is this thing called zip codes, okay? Zip codes can really, really help you. Also, knowing your counties. So what you want to do is you want to get a map. You want to get a map, and you also want to get a list of all the different zip codes. Because, see, by having a list of zip codes and areas, you can kind of have an idea of where you want to go. This is a map of the Northeast Florida area. Now, this is a little bit further to the east, which would be also St. Augustine and the other cities around it. Now, also, the thing that you want to remember is that you've got to know your territories. So you've got to know what your inventories are. You've got to know where they're at and their price ranges. So you can use this thing called the MLS. The MLS is beneficial for us salespeople for this one reason. It gives us all the input and information about the homes themselves, the size of the yards, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what are the water sources that are around them. Do they have wells in their area? Do they have information that's going to tell you where the schools are, what the locations are? You're going to have maps that you're going to be able to do your research, so that way if they don't like that particular one, instead of wasting your time all day, you can kind of put together a program where you can actually take 3 or 4 or 5 houses, bundle them together, and then go show those homes. And remember, you got to do your research. You got to find out what type of homes they want. You've got to ask some really good questions. Now, if you have a website, I work for a company that's really, really good, Exit Real Estate Gallery here in Jacksonville, Florida. I have a website, which is your exitrealestatesalesguy.com. That's my personal website, and it'll take you directly to my website at Exit Real Estate Gallery and give you the listings of all the homes in Northeast Florida, thousands of them. And on top of that, what it'll do also is break it down for you in condos. Are you looking for property? Are you looking for just real estate to purchase? There's a lot of different things that come into play when you're selling real estate, and you've got to know your business. It don't happen in one day, guys. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm green, I'm one of these kind of people that I'm hungry. You got to be hungry. When you're trying to sell a home, if you're trying to do work, you got to find customers. You've got to work your sphere of influence. You've got to go do open houses. And tomorrow I'm getting ready to go meet up with a builder, and I'm going to be working basically for free for a builder. So they're not going to be there, but customers will be possibly coming in, and they can use me. So that way, if customers come in, guess what? If the house that they're looking at right there ain't the one for them, guess what? Old Gary Lee can help them get another home. You've got to put yourself out there to be able to help your customer. And remember this, guys, their customers can be kind of fickle. Sometimes you'll help them see a few houses and they get a little disappointed, and maybe they're come to find out that maybe they're not ready to buy. So they won't answer phones sometimes, they won't answer texts, and sometimes they'll say they'll go check out financing options, and they will, and then they find out it may be a little bit longer. So you really got to do your research when you work with your customers. You got to get them pre-approved first off, guys. It's really vitally important. How can you show a good customer, and they're all good customers, a home if you don't know what they can qualify for? And don't ever offend them. Talk to them in a roundabout way. Have you been pre-qualified? And they'll go, well, I don't know, and why should I have to? Well, let me explain the simple reason why you want to be pre-qualified. And it's not to disrespect you, ma'am or sir, but what it does, it puts the ball in your court. It gives you the ammunition to go out and look for the home that's going to best benefit you based on the price range and affordability. Some people, they want to pay cash, but the majority of people, they're wanting to get some type of financing. And by talking with me as a representative, as a person who sells homes, I can help you with people who you can talk to that can walk you through the finance process to find out what you may qualify. Maybe you want to go ahead and get a VA loan. Maybe you want to get an FHA loan. Maybe you want to get just different types of loans. And by having someone like me, a representative who sells real estate, which is, a real estate person, I can make sure that you get those things. And that way you can figure out, well, this is how much I can afford. Because see, what will happen is a lot of times, sometimes people get a lot of financing, and they like $300,000 or $400,000, but really they only want to spend $250,000. So listen to this, guys. I'm going to tell you this for the truth. If you have a customer and they're saying they want to buy a home, listen to their ideas about a home. They are going to tell you what kind of a price range, and if they don't, kind of ask them, well, what kind of market were you thinking about investing in? Were you looking at a $200,000 home, $250,000, $300,000, and you want to find out what their open to buy is? That means you know how much they qualify for it. That's a big reason why they need to be pre-qualified. It just makes all the sense in the world, because why would you want to show somebody a bunch of houses that were maybe not as good as what they could have got, and you kind of could have got them something even better? Or on the opposite end, maybe you were showing them houses that were way out of their price range. They may have champagne taste, but a beer pocketbook. You ever heard that before? And you're supposed to be the professional, so you need to act like that and ask really, really good questions. Our topic for today is, how do you help real estate customers find the right home for them? My name is Gary Lee Stanley. I am your sales guy, your real estate sales guy, and I sell a lot of different products, but one of the key things that I really enjoy now is selling real estate. It's not as easy as you may think when you're first getting in, because you've got to learn that you got to get your 63-hour course, you got to get your 45 hours of continuing education, you've got to learn your company's paperwork, their process. You got to learn about the MLS. You've got to learn how to have a selling conversation. You got to learn about your sphere of influence and the people that you need to get. You need to get leads like from Boom Town. You got to also figure out, well, how am I going to get this information? So go work with a decent company. I work for a great company. I did my research. I went and I interviewed 10 different companies, and I ended up with Exit Real Estate Gallery. Now, for some people, they may not be the fit. Maybe you like to work just for a small broker, but for me, I needed something where it was a little bit larger. They gave me a lot of information and continuing training. The more training you get, it's better for you. But regardless, you've got to get out there and start selling. You've got to start calling on people. You've got to go do open houses for people. If you work for a company and you've got top people, because they get really busy once they get 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 sales, and they need somebody like you and me to go out and take care of their customers and do open houses. So that way we can create our leads. How do you help your customers buy a house? You learn the business. Because see, what happens is sometimes when you're new, people, they want somebody who's been doing it for quite a while. I've had some people kind of hurt my feelings a little bit because I had limited information. But see, here's the thing. I let them know that I work with a team. You hear that, guys? If you're a new employee, you need to tell them if you have the capability to have teams to help you, to get you through the process, to learn the basics, the fundamentals, get you that written first contract, 2 or 3 first contracts. You got to give them a little bit of money too, because I tell you what, real estate people's time is real valuable, and they ain't gonna work for no damn free. So you got to put yourself out there. Go out and see contractors. You've got to go beat the bushes, go business to business, talking to people. It's a lot. How do you help your customers? You learn to be the best salesperson you can be, and you're honest. Be an honest salesperson always. And I call myself a salesperson because you're selling stuff. And don't be in a butthole. I've seen some realtors, man, I'm like, I'll call on them. They act like I'm the devil and stuff. And I've met some that were so mean. And I'm like, why? Why would you want to be that towards other people in the business? Say, this is what I believe. There's enough for everybody. And I had somebody tell me that a long time ago. So they're my mentor. They teach me. You know, I've got some really great people like Diane Cook and Mark Jernigan. These people are really, really great people. They give their time, and I take my training very seriously. And I needed to do this video because I wanted you to know that helping your customers is not just go and look up some listings and then say, hey, let's go look at them. Because when you go do these listings and stuff, a lot of times they may not look like the pictures in the listings. Have you ever noticed that? Oh, crap. I've been to some listings that man, they should get $1 million for those pictures. Because when you go to see those places, you might want, if you can, to go see the locations first. But see, here's the thing. Customers, they kind of can feel, and give them the out. Say, hey, listen, if we go look at some properties and it's not something that gels for you, just say, I don't want to see this property. Because see, a lot of times they can maybe come right up on it and it may not work for them. I've had some people that wanted a brick house and they said, well, we got to look at all these brick houses. But when you get there, they've got a lot of equipment because they may have been living in the country with a lot of equipment and stuff, and they want to be able to take that with them. And maybe the backyard, it doesn't have enough room for a trailer to park in there, an RV, and so you really got to do your due diligence. So make sure you print out your paperwork. So what I do is I print my little MLS information, what's in it for me, the percentage that I get paid, but also the basic information about the house. So the customer, I hand it to them, and I give them maybe 4 or 5, so that way I can either follow them, because sometimes they're real slow, so it's better to follow them and show them if they know how to use GPS. If not, you take them out and look at homes, and be very kind, be considerate, be upbeat, be exciting that you're working with customers. And if you run into other customers that are out there looking at the same place, don't treat them disrespectfully, and do not treat other real estate people rudely. I'm telling you, I don't know why. You don't have to, because you know what? There's plenty for everybody. And if these customers wanted it real bad, they should have go ahead and bought it right then and there. But customers, sometimes they get a little bit scared. They don't know what to look for. And sometimes they can't find what they want that particular day. And if you can't, make sure you try to stay in touch with them, because I've seen where they just disappear. Oh crap, they disappear. And it's like, well, where did they go? They won't answer their phones. They won't answer their text. And it's like, well, did I do something wrong? Maybe, maybe not. And I'm not, like I said, I see the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all. So that's what these videos are about. So that way you'll know the real truth about what it's like to be a real estate agent. A lot of times they gloss over it, make everything sound like peaches and cream. It ain't. It's a lot of hard work. And how do you take care of your customers? You learn the system. You learn where the homes are. You talk to them and you send them information. Sometimes you got to go and videotape. Just go to the properties and do a Zoom kind of thing, or a face-to-face on your phone and look at the property, so that way you don't waste the customer's time. Well, hey guys, we just had a very simple conversation about how do you help real estate customers find the right home. You work your ass off, guys. It's just the truth. It ain't easy. There's no easy bullet. I can probably do 10 or 15 videos on just this particular subject, and I probably will. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe and share my videos, because you're important and you matter. You're a real estate salesperson, or maybe you're a person thinking about becoming a real estate salesperson, and that's what we really are, is salespeople. And if you're out there looking to buy a house, remember, it's not as easy as you may think, and get you a real estate agent or a person who sells homes to help you walk through the process, because I guarantee you'll be glad that you did. My name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Check my website out at realestatessalesguy.com, and I promise you can look at all the cool houses. I'll walk you through the process. We'll get you the house of your dreams. So